Namaste. When we're thinking about yoga for menopause, perimenopause, postmenopause, we bring our focus to heart health, brain health, and bone health. And to increase bone density, we simply increase muscle mass. And we can do that in some of our yoga poses that you already know and love, just by adding some extra weight. Now, you might have 2 light weights, you might have 2 blocks, or you could even have 2 cans or 2 big jars of coconut oil or something like that. So find that now, something that you can have. If you've only got one, we can work with one as well. We're going to start by coming to stand. And just take a moment to feel into the feet. And add a little bouncing on the spot, just letting the arms be heavy, and you'll find that as you're bouncing, all those parts of your body that perhaps you don't like to think about are starting to wobble a little bit more. Your soft belly, the inner thighs, the breasts and the buttocks, the upper arms. Just let yourself be a little looser. Maybe the eyes are closed, and just feeling into the body, shaking off any resistance, any tension, any anxiety about moving into your body today. And then begin to find your way to stillness and just landing wherever you land here. It doesn't have to be perfect alignment, just feel into your body. Left and right side, whole body, whole body. And then can you take hold of your prop, bring it to the front of your mat, bring both if you have both, and just start to spread your hands into your, I'll call them blocks, but they might just be another sort of prop for you. And stay on your left leg and reach your right leg back behind you. And could you just start to lift that right leg a little bit off the floor and lower it back down, a little bit off the floor and lower back down. So sensing all the weight coming into the left hand, the right hand, and the left leg. But then could you get a little lighter on the hands, bring a little more of that weight down into the left heel, grounding down into the floor. And then replace that right leg down, press down into that right heel, both hands, get firm through your roots. Start to lift and extend the left leg back behind you. And it might just be coming a little way off the floor, no problem. Get a little lighter through the hands, send weight into the right heel. So I'm sure you're already feeling that through the glutes, building that muscle mass around the femur, the hip joint. And then you can bring that left foot all the way back down onto the floor. Now we're going to start coming all the way up, but bring the blocks with you. Let's find our warrior 2. So take your right foot out in front, your left leg behind. Let that left hip turn in slightly so we don't have any SI joint issues here. Bending through the front knee, can you extend the arms? Your blocks are out into the palms, turning the palms up so you're rotating, and then turning the palms down while you're holding onto the block. So as we age, we start to lose that synovial fluid in between the joints, which can mean we get a little achy through the joints. We don't have as much buffer there, as much buoyancy. So building that muscle mass is a great way to stimulate synovial fluid. So keep that block in that front hand and find your reverse warrior. Start to reach the block up toward the ceiling. Bending a little more through the front knee. And then slowly coming all the way back down. Bring the blocks to the center of the chest. So you can bring them beside each other like this, holding onto the blocks and firmly pressing into the blocks. Now we're going to be reaching down toward that front leg, your right leg. I want you to imagine that you've got a straw at the top of your thigh. So when you start to lean down, see if you can avoid crushing that imaginary straw. Press into the blocks, press into the hands. You've got a little bit of core on here, pelvic floor is on, and you're starting to lean toward that right leg. There's a micro bend through the right leg as well. So you're noticing core is already on, legs are warming up here, muscles are active, hugging into the bones. You could stay like this or take that top arm up, reaching with the block. And if you wanted to, if you still felt you're in control here, you could take the other arm up as well. Now this is already quite challenging without blocks in your hands, so try it out. Feel free to change your mind. And then with control, coming all the way back to center, press the blocks together, bringing the spine all the way back up. We're going to take the block down to the front of your mat once again. Just start to bring a little more weight into that front foot, tippy toe that back foot a little closer, and then just starting to lift that leg as if you're coming into half moon, but not quite. So just starting to lift, opening here. And then lowering that foot all the way down. Pick up the blocks. We'll find warrior two on the second side. So turning the feet out, extending the arms, turning the palms up, and rotating back down. So feeling those muscles on the body warming. And when we build muscle mass, we start to rebuild and repair bone density. So let's find our reverse warrior, bending through the top front knee, top arm reaches up and over. And then coming all the way back with that leg a little straighter now, so you can bring your blocks into the middle of your chest. So there's always that micro bend through that front leg. We don't want to lock the knee in. Press the blocks together. Start to lean toward that front leg without crushing that imaginary straw. Drawing in and up through the pelvic floor. Core is on. You might start to reach the top arm up. Maybe the bottom arm reaches as well. Spine is long. And then with control, coming all the way back. We're bringing both blocks toward that left foot now, tippy-toeing that right foot a little closer, and then just starting to lift and pulse here with that leg. So similar to what you did at the beginning, but this time you can open up that hip a little here if it feels nice. And then lowering the foot all the way down. Both feet are together. Pick up the blocks, come all the way up here. So let's step the right leg back, find a high lunge. If you can, keep that heel at the back off the floor. Take the arms all the way up, breathing in. As you exhale, lower the blocks to the shoulders, bend through that back knee. Inhale, pulse. Keep a bend through the front knee, even when you come up. As you start to lift up, you can bring the blocks down alongside the hips, step the back foot forward, step the left leg back. So have the feet a bit wider, take the arms up, front knee is bent. As you exhale, lower the knee down. Inhale, straighten the back leg, lower the hands, exhale to pulse back up. So noticing having something in your hands here, just adding that little extra challenge through the physical body, but also building those neurological connections, having to think about what's happening in your hands, holding on so you don't drop the blocks. And then you can step all the way to the front of the mat. So these are simple practices you can add in your home practice, but also if you were in a class, feel free to have a block with you and add on with things like warrior 1, warrior 2, and so on. Just building that little extra muscle mass is going to help with your bone density through this phase of peri or postmenopause.